This week, we're saying goodbye for now. We're also known as
Choo choo! Hi, readers. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Katie.
And welcome to Not Another Heroine, the book pod where we celebrate the heroines we love
and roast the ones we don't. We'll find you the best 5-star reads, the spiciest romance, and save you from the overhyped DNFs.
If it's romance, we'll read it.
Or watch it.
We like every flavor. So grab your favorite drink and get cozy. Welcome to Season 4. Oh, sweet dear readers.
I think right now is a time in books that is a little bit hard for everyone, where the books are just not quite hitting in the way that they should be.
And it's been like a slow progression over the last couple years, specifically within the romantasy, fantasy romance genre, which is how we started all of this.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's bled into some of the other sub-romance genres, too. And that is kind of, and maybe it's just a you and I thing.
We're jaded.
It's not you, it's us.
We're on the shelf.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah.
We're just not enjoying books as much as we used to.
Yeah.
And I find myself being way more critical and way more negative as we read. Like, even stuff I'm enjoying, I'm not finding enough to enjoy in them.
Yeah.
And I don't like to be that reader.
I feel like we should be in the golden age of romantasy, and maybe we have like passed that.
We're in the Industrial Revolution where everything's covered in coal.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm not loving this. And so it is with that as the backdrop that we announce that we are taking a tidbit of a hiatus.
We're not sure for how long yet. All of our episodes are staying up on all of our normal platforms. We are not saying goodbye permanently. But what we would like to do is kind of go back to how we started, which is we both read a book that we love and we want to rave about. Like, I kind of don't want to say this, but also do. Like, our first episodes were on Crown Duel. We did 5 episodes, like hour-long episodes on Crown Duel.
Full hour. That was 5 hours of discussion on one book.
And we were obsessed with it. We couldn't talk enough about it. But I cannot think of a book we've read recently that kind of hits that same. And so I think we need to get back to where we were, which is reading because we want to read, because we love the book. And then if we happen to love it, we'll
let you guys know.
Yeah, we'll maybe turn a mic on and we'll record it and post it.
Yep.
So
not gatekeepers. We'll let you know.
So we're not sure when we'll come back. We kind of want to wing it and see what happens naturally. So we will post on Mondays if we have something. We're just not sure when we'll have something.
Yep. And all of our videos will still be up on YouTube too. And if you just check back in every once in a while, you might find something new. So,
but we have read a few books in the meantime.
Oh my God. I am glad that we are ending on this note because someone needs to hear about whatever the fuck is going on in Wub Club. The Wub Club. Wicked, ugly, bad, right? Wub?
Yeah.
Bonkers. It is like a train crash that you can't stop watching, that you would eat like 87 times over. It's reality TV. Like, there is just something that just itches in the right way that... What the fuck?
So if you have listened to the last few episodes, we did a pick of the week on Wub. And when I saw Katie's Goodreads status that she had read Wub, I lost my fucking mind because it is exactly like what you said. It's reality TV, but you can't stop consuming it. So this book is by Cassandra Gannon. She's got a ton. It's all on Kindle Unlimited. But
there's just something...
Well, I think you kind of hit it on the head with the fanfic comparison. It's just it reads like fanfic, and that's not a derogatory thing.
It's like a positive thing.
Yeah, it reads like someone who loves to write, has great ideas in their head on who these characters are, and just wants to share them instead of trying to meet a page count or meet a certain trope or meet a certain theme, you know?
Yeah, there's like an earnestness behind it that is palpable. Like, when you're consuming it, you're like, this is earnest. There's love involved in this. It's like a labor that someone enjoyed. But there's other books that you're like, this is a homework assignment that you're turning in at the last minute.
Publishers wanted a meet cute, enemies to lovers, forced proximity, one bed.
Yep.
There you go, 500 pages.
Yep.
Pay $30 for it.
Yep.
Be disappointed.
Literally. That has been our experience. But there's just something in the Cinderella chapters in Wub.
Oh my God, the Cinderella chapters.
Okay, readers, I know that some of the books that we have recommended, you're like, oh, I don't know about that one. I need you to read this book.
Oh my God.
Just to experience that first or second Cinderella chapter and be like, what the absolute fuck am I consuming? But you can't look away. You can't stop.
You finish the chapter, you're like, why am I reading this? I am altering my brain chemistry.
Literally, I will never be the same person after consuming those stories. But I would go back and do it again.
I am still reading her other books. So this is kind of a shout out for Cassandra Gannon.
Yeah.
If you want a little bit of everything, she's got vampire books, she's got fairy tale books, she's got
ghost books.
Ghost books. But they all could have the same vibe.
Yeah.
Fun reality TV, but with good writing.
Yeah. They don't take themselves too seriously. There's a little bit of like the fourth wall kind of thing going on. They're so fun. It's just like, this is an enjoyable time for everyone involved.
And if you have Kindle Unlimited, they're free. I hate to feel like an Amazon representative.
I know. Ew.
But if you read as much or as you burn through as many books as we tend to do.
Economical.
Yes. So Wub Club.
Yes, Wub Club.
Cinderella has a special relationship with her rats.
Because you talked about it, but there's a difference between you explaining it and then like witnessing it firsthand that you're like, I am never going to be the same person, but like, it was fun to read. I cannot explain. You're going to read this chapter and be like, Katie and Jordan, you guys are fucking weirdos. But there's just something about it that you're like, this is absolutely batshit crazy. But like, I'm going to keep reading.
It's a little addictive, but in like the best way possible. Like you're sucked into a good TV show.
Yep. Yeah. How romantic-y books probably should be. And on that, we are going to have a small tangent about Fourth Wing and 2011, 2010 blockbuster book Divergent by Veronica Rothe.
I cannot believe the similarities because you started this a couple weeks ago and you were like, holy shit, Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
Excuse me, what? This book is 15 years old now? Divergent is 15 years old?
Ew. Oh. Like that. Whoa. Like dagger through the heart there. But yeah, the first like 8 to 10 chapters of Divergent and the first like 20 chapters of Fourth Wing are devastatingly similar in a like, that's interesting. And it's weird because Divergent does it so much more convincingly.
I think the caveat here is if you are definitely a romance-heavy romantasy reader, like Fourth Wing is going to hit it harder for you.
Yeah.
Divergent is definitely one of those books that you can take the romance out and the plot still proceeds.
Yes.
Which is probably why Hollywood picked it up.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, Theo James, though.
Oh, yes.
Ooh! Sorry. You can't talk about Divergent and not talk about him.
But your point about that, like, Violet and Triss are identical characters.
Literally identical.
Like, both weak, underpowered, like forced into a completely new world scenario that they have to overcome all of these obstacles. And yet Triss is so much more like likable and relatable despite being a very morally great character.
There are points in the book where you're like, oh, she is not a good person. Like, these are some fucked up decisions, but it's like you get it more. And then when you're reading from Violet's perspective, you're kind of getting this like weird stream of consciousness of like, oh my God, my body hurts. Oh my God, like I'm so weak. Oh my God, I'm never going to get through this.
Oh my God, he's so hot. Like,
oh God. But it's like, there's just something so much less pick-me about Triss, but it's the exact same character arc. They go through almost identical like trials and tribulations.
And friends, like friend relationships and romantic relationships. There is more of a love triangle in Fourth Wing than there is in Divergent, but there's still a secondary love interest. And both the secondary one in Divergent and the one in Fourth Wing, her best friend, have the same issues with the character, which is, they preferred Violet or Triss weaker and smaller and gentle versus the main love interest was like empowering them and training them to be better and stronger and fearless.
Wow, I didn't even think about that, but literally identical. Holy shit.
And like that's the thing is 4 from Divergent and Xaden from Fourth Wing, do the same thing for their female leads. They train them. They say, "Oh, I
believe in you.
I believe in you, and I'm going to give you a hard time, but it's to make you a better person or a stronger person."
Yeah. Crazy. They even have the same, like, not meet cute, because Xaden is immediately, like, pissed off at Violet or whatever, but they're identical, like, first introductions, because Triss jumps off the side of the building into the net or whatever, and then it's Four who pulls her out, and then Violet steps off the boardwalk
of hell.
Yeah, literally. And it's immediately Xaden who's like, "Who are you?" But they identical. But even Four in that initial scene is so much more, like, convincing to me as, like, a reasonable
leader,
person.
trainer.
Yeah, than Xaden, who's like,
I love his Xaden impression.
I don't know, he's just such a, like, douchebag.
He's definitely, like, designed to please the audience without any kind of realism, versus Four felt like a more well-rounded character.
Yeah. And it's interesting, too, because I think they have similar backstories.
Like abusive families.
Yeah. Because I guess Xaden's parents were killed early, but still, very interesting.
Divergent is definitely more YA, though. And
Yeah.
it shows in the characters' ages and kind of the themes and the reading difficulty, I would say, because Divergent is a thick book, but it is not, it's a fast read.
Yeah.
Fourth Wing is also a thick book, but it is not. I think it requires a little bit more comprehension. But I felt like the themes in Fourth Wing were still YA.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, let's throw some R-rated sex scenes in here.
Yeah. I think it's interesting to compare the two and see how much you are force-fed in Fourth Wing, where you as the reader aren't left to, like, interpret anything or make guesses or any kind of foreshadowing, unless it's, like, the fake foreshadowing where it's like all of a sudden this random one-liner is important at the end. But then to go to Divergent, where it's like you have to do a lot of work as the reader, and, like, work in a good way, not work in a bad way, where you're like, oh, let me, like, struggle through it. It's like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? Like, who are these characters? Like, what does she want to do? Like, ooh, there's some, like, kind of animosity between these two characters. I wonder how that's gonna, like, play out. You're not force-fed. You have to, like, actually think about it, and I think that kind of, like, improves the enjoyment of the book more. I just wish there was a Divergent that was aged up, a couple smutty scenes, a little bit more romance, but that same tone of writing, and then that can, replace Fourth Wing.
I think it's interesting that Divergent is a post-apocalyptic dystopian, because it takes place in Chicago, which is wild. I had not been to Chicago at the time that I read Divergent originally, but I've been a few times since, and, like, the places that they reference, I'm like, oh yeah, the visuals that you can get from the book are insane.
Yeah.
So there's a whole other cool layer of experience there. But I lost my train of thought. Where was I going?
That's fair. Because I love, halfway through Divergent, she starts talking about this, like, big reflective, like, sculpture that was left behind, and you realize it's the Bean in Chicago. Crazy! Because you get the, like, setting dump from Violet in the very first, like, 3 chapters when she's, like, trying to calm herself down over the thing. But, like, Divergent, it's like 1 or 2 lines, and you're like, oh shit, like, they're in Chicago, like, I get it. But it's like you have to, like, think about it, and it's like ooh, I like this.
Yeah, it's hinted at.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that Divergent is, like, I found my train of thought, by the way.
Nice.
Let me
Back
go.
in the station.
Choo-choo.
Excellent. Good train interpretation.
Well, trains are a theme in Divergent. Here we go. So dystopian theme, but the language and the dialogue is identical in, like, tone and nature and style as Fourth Wing, which is a fantasy setting with no electricity and no, like, I don't know, Sears Tower in the background.
True. Interesting. Because there is technology, because they have the, like, serum and stuff, but it feels more fantasy than necessarily, like, post-apocalyptic. But there's something about, like, the word choice in Fourth Wing and the way that they, like, converse that feels like it's college.
Yeah.
But, like, with the lights turned off.
College with the lights off.
Like, literally. Like, I would not be surprised if they, like, pulled out a phone, like, yeah, you guys just have the lights turned off. Like, turn them back on, please.
Yeah.
But like Divergent, that's like a fantasy land. Like that's foreign territory. No one, not really, connected to the real world except for this like one moment about the bean and like they're jumping off buildings. But even then, it's very like fantasy coded in the like language, the tone, the setting, the vibe. Fascinating.
I'm glad we're kind of ending on these two notes.
Yeah.
One other, I guess, book shout out is Weavingshaw by, I think, Heba what's her last name?
Let me pull it out of the bookshelf. Heba al-Wasity.
Yep. This was a surprisingly good read. It was one of those, I think I saw it on the Romantasy subreddit. Someone's like, this is an actually good book. I'm like, I'm going to go buy it right now.
Let's do it.
And like I read it in a day and a half. And so that was another like, okay, the book world isn't entirely ending. And you're also currently reading it.
I am consuming it right now. It's very Hermione coded. It's itching the scratches I have in my brain for a little, like white-haired, non-emotional love interest who
I forgot.
It's very Draco Malfoy coded, but I am absolutely enjoying it. Though I'm a little bit devastated that there's not more romance.
Yeah, it's very subtle, and I appreciate what the author's doing there because So warning, because I was not warned when I saw this book recommendation. It ends on a cliffhanger, so and the second book isn't out yet.
Sorry, that's devastating. I love that we have to wait now, but I also don't love that we have to wait now. Crazy. It's I get it, but also like,
yeah, just a few tears over that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll survive. Not gonna be happy about it though. It feels sad. This is we have been doing this for 4 years. We have so many amazing people that have recommended us books. The insane amount of people who have like watched these or listened to these episodes, like what?
I look at like our monthly downloads and like, who is out there? Thank you, but also who?
Why are you at my house?
So yeah, I think that is a big thing that we don't want to forget is that we still owe so much to all the readers, all the listeners who tuned in and was like, yes, those. I don't hate listening to them.
They're kind of weird, but I like them. Crazy. We would not have been at this point 4 years to be a little bit burnt out by books if it wasn't for how many people were like, yeah, this is all right. I like this podcast.
And maybe when we return to, we'll bring Rob back for
that would be
insane Twilight. We'll do a Twilight recap episode.
That would be so much fun. I feel like that's only appropriate.
Something that just occurred to me that Katie doesn't know about yet.
Oh, no.
I do have a backlog of some of our picks of the week that never made it onto YouTube. So if you're a YouTube listener, I will start posting some of our older, please don't judge our older ones,
back catalog
picks of the week. And then we do have some hot and bothered episodes from last year that were only on our Patreon. We will post those. I don't know if we want to share Ice Planet Barbarians with the world. Okay, so we don't.
That's going to
stay in the vault forever.
Yes, yeah.
So this is our last recently recorded episode for a while, but I will continue posting a few of our back catalog.
And if you miss us, just go onto the YouTube and maybe check out some of those new ones that aren't new, but new to you, maybe.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
From our shelf to yours.
We'll see you on the next page. Hi, readers. Like what you've been hearing? Like and subscribe to us on YouTube or Patreon at Not Another Heroine to support our growing library and get access to exclusive bonus content.
Ready for the next page? We post new episodes every Monday and Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.